Tonight, Ayawaso Council of Zongo Chiefs is warning potential chaos if the NDC cancels Saturday Ayawaso East primaries result and orders a rerun as they declare full support for the embattled winner of the elections, Baba Jamal.
Since this result has been declared on the name of Baba Jamal, please let us advise the government or whoever it is that it should please leave it the way it is.
We'll hear from the committee as residents remain divided over the party's decision to investigate the allegations. We have all of those details here on what you always on Telecell Connecting Energies, Holy Insecticide Spray and Coil. Enjoy holy sleep, and also by Short Pension Trust into the future with you. Well, tonight, the Ayawaso Council of Zongo Chiefs is warning of potential chaos if the NDC cancels the Saturday primaries results and orders a rerun. This comes after the majority caucus in Parliament called for the annulment of the election, citing vote buying allegations. The NDC has subsequently set up a committee to investigate the claims, with Baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed, the winner, facing strict scrutiny. The committee, led by senior party member Kofi Tobikwache, is probing claims that some delegates were induced with cash and other items, including television sets, during the primaries, which were narrowly won by Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria, Baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed, who has subsequently been recalled by the president. We'll hear from them shortly. First, some of the delegates confirmed to Joy News they received cash and other items, including TV set, to vote in the elections. They spoke with my colleague Stephen Mensah.
Very huge amount of money being given to a delegate with television because someone wants a vote.
But didn't you take some yourself?
I was given as transportation fee, and I took it.
How much? How much was that?
It was huge.
Very huge.
It was given to me.
But what would be the minimum? What would be?
I was giving much money.
Will you reach 1,000 cedis?
Hey, 1,000 is small.
1,000 cedis is small.
It's small.
Is it from just one or all the camps?
Money was given.
Money was given, but for you, was it from just one candidate or from all the candidates?
That was what was given. I'm telling you about. Was given to me.
If you know you've worked, why do you give gifts on the day of election to change people's mind to go in your favor? It's so bad. So the country should look at it and do well about that too.
So you are aware of the gifts given to?
Oh yes, yes. We are all aware. We saw people giving televisions, people giving motorbikes and other stuffs.
If you are in this constituency, you have heard that last night it wasn't easy. I mean, people were cutting deals, people were moving here and there, and I think that in a way will eat into my win. But
the NDC has released a statement indicating that they've started investigations into some alleged vote buying. Are you aware of such incidents?
Happen in the morning. We know of people from other outside of our constituency who are trying in one way or the other reduce and all of.
So those were some constituents speaking to my colleague Stephen Mensah at the center of these allegations. Baba Jamal, who earlier put up this after to delegate edged.
So if you give television sets to people, what is wrong with it when you give things to people? This is the first time I'm gifting things to people. I have been that every Christmas, every occasion, every instant, I put on 2.5 million to give free loans to people. So if today you are giving, people are coming to vote and you are giving them something, you are not. It's not buying food. I speak. If you have listened to me carefully, I say, look, if somebody gives you gifts, you can take it. But allowing that gift to influence your vote is what is wrong. It's not a gift. It's allowing that gift to influence your vote. Then it's wrong. by giving gifts. All this week, you think that you can bring people together and you give them water. It is not the item, it is the intention. Do you understand? And I don't think that I have gone around, I've spoken to them, I've met people, and that's why I'm still saying that I'm hope and trust that they will see reason with me and come along with me.
Your Excellency, the timing, is it not constant to you?
As if I give you gift, won't you take it?
Your
Do
Excellency.
we have time that we give gifts?
Well, we understand that their party has constituted a committee to investigate the allegations of vote buying in the just ended primaries in Ayawaso East. The party's decision to investigate the allegations, insisting it is now part of the election process to give delegates gifts. However, some residents have also welcomed calls for the investigations. Listen.
An outsider to be voted as an executive here. We saw 3 times. We saw Dr. Farouk. We saw what he did to Nima. We saw Dr. Mustafa. We saw what he did to Nima. But for those who were born in Nima that we elected, like Maknaza and then Malayaya, the way and manner they hold the community, or let me say the constituency, is far different from the outsiders like Dr. Mustafa and Dr. Farouk. So for Baba Jamal, most of we, the citizens of this actually constituency, we are seeing something different. We by all means have the hope that this man is not coming to help the community.
Maybe for the first time, no me himself Baba Jamal obewini. Minim so obewini trese oyobi a che o game no mo. Onim game no otiase. Nti yemi de minim se ade obewini. Obi a echade. Me man to abanso me ko hobi. Obi a chade, obi enu a wan chebi. Ben odon ne de no e na nkrofo hu ye. Trese sena kwan omufo aso chair no omo chair no open nti ena ma no basa nti sa obi a chade ono Baba Jamal government appointee hifa no nya sika no free a wo de beyesa so ati dem kan se me na list ka be shemu a me ni obi ani asem onya sika he anso ode ono
ye pedia obetimi abeboa Easter Ayawaso. Most of the time no wo mo beba wo hu hwe senia street no aye basa enye fine na oba na se obetimi aboa de ye pe no do obeba abeboa Easter Ayawaso amana akonanim enu na hia ye vote de eye wono nko a do ma wa stand election wa ha wa ntua ebinumu ma ebinumu ma TV ebinumu ma cash eni de obia tua so you see onu kwa na this card enye nukure.
Well, meanwhile, Ayawaso chiefs have declared their full support for Baba Jamal amid ongoing investigations into vote buying allegations that marred Saturday's elections. And my colleague James Savage joins me in studio with some statement because he's been there, he's been speaking to them. James, what do we know from them, from the chiefs?
Yeah, Brace, so this was a press conference that just ended like some 30 minutes ago, and it had various Zongo chiefs from the 3 Ayawaso constituency. We understand that this is a council of Zongo chiefs consisting of Zongo chiefs from all the 3 Ayawaso constituencies, led by the chairman, who is Chief Seidu Luis, as well as his vice chief. 2 of them led this particular press conference. Let's hear from the chairman of the committee of Nima, that the result of the election depict what that Baba Jamal is the belief and trust in and have to, and therefore they are throwing every weight. In fact, if it were another candidate from this election now, they would have thrown any of the candidates who would have emerged winner from this Saturday's election.
We the Nima people are united. We will not let anyone divide us. We are strongly behind our MP. and we shall continue to be behind him. Any MP that will be for Nima is for us, and therefore that will lead us. The leaders of Nima, we the chiefs, are with them. We have the MPs, we have our MCs, and so forth. So we are appealing to each other for support to our present MP. Justly to move the image of Nima again. As you know already, our ex-MP, Olu McNaza, may he rest in perfect peace. He has done a lot for us, and we always remember him. He's a very good man, a very good person, and we hope Baba Jamal will continue from where he has left.
But why the chief's warning of a potential chaos if the NDC goes ahead to do what it intends to do?
Well, Brace, so they believe that due to the volatile nature of the area, there were a number of people, in fact, a lot of people who voted for him, and a decision to overturn that election result would amount to a betrayal of the trust of the people and a disagreement from the youth of the area to whatever decision the party takes contrary to what happened on Saturday would erupt some level of chaos. In fact, he said they are afraid something will happen. Then I put it directly to the vice chairman whether he fears there may be chaos out of this, and he responds in the affirmative.
Our reaction is to plead, as my chairman said, we are living peacefully in this community, and we need to move ahead with the peace. Nima has to be united. Already Nima is united. So if they say they are going to cancel the elections, you don't know what is going to happen. So let us keep the result as it is. There's no election that is perfect. There's no problem in it. It's only God knows who is clean. So we appeal to them to leave it as it is. Had it been, it's a different person who won the election. It is the same thing that we the chiefs, will go with him. Yes. So we are one people and one destiny. Yes. We are bringing our heads together with the winner of the election to work hand in hand. Because we have seen no any reason why that they should cancel the election.
You fear that if it is cancelled and rerun, there may be chaos? Some people may not agree.
Yeah, there's something like that. There's something like that. So this is what we are avoiding. We know what we are doing. So if the result is kept the way it is, I think we'll live peacefully.
I think the election went on peacefully. Campaign went on peacefully, as I've said. No any process from anywhere. And we don't want any interference outside. They should leave the people of Nima. Yes. We don't need any interference outside. If the Nima team, we want to maintain our team.
Nima has already decided. We have decided. Appiah has gone around on forums and listening, extending good messages to everybody, to all delegates. I think that is enough.
Thank you.
We love Appiah. I think she's the one who won. We also rally behind her. Since the result has been declared on the name of Baba Jamal, please let us advise the government or whoever it is that it should please leave it the way it is.
So that is Ayawaso Council of Zongo Chiefs, the warning of that particular chaos. But the NDC has put up a committee to investigate this matter, and the committee is insisting all 5 contenders in last Saturday's primaries must come to face the committee on these allegations. Listen to a member of the committee, Inusaf Husseini.
Exactly. The committee will be looking at the incidents recorded in the Ayawaso East constituency, its effect on the integrity of the internal electoral process to elect a candidate for the constituency to contest in the March 3rd elections. Recommend sanctions where people are found to be culpable.
Will the committee rely solely on the videos or the recordings that have come out, or how else are you going to get your information?
The committee will rely on all evidence available to establish the veracity or otherwise of the claims being made,
and if
including meeting with the candidates, meeting with the constituency executives, meeting with the regional executives, meeting with some of the delegates.
And if vote buying is established, what concrete sanctions will follow?
So the committee is a 3-member committee. They will deliberate on the evidence that has been adduced and then recommend appropriate sanctions.
How long will the committee have to complete its work?
The committee will complete its work by tomorrow.
This is Top Story, brought to you always by Telecel, Connecting Energies, Holy Insecticide Spray and Coil, and also by Short Pension Trust. Let me now bring in Dr. Kwame Asante. He's a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. Doc, I'm grateful to you for joining. How does the party deal with this? The party wants to investigate this, but the chiefs in the area are also saying, well, this is the guy we believe won. What happened or his win must be maintained. How should the party balance the two?
Now, the party has no choice than allow the process that they put in place to stand. That is the investigation, after which then whatever decision they want to take, they will come with that. But you see, let me state here now and clear that I am not condoning any inducement in whatever shape or form. But you see, the Ghanaian society has been so hypocritical, especially the political actors. We have seen time and again where political actors go and dole out money, go and induce people, go and give goodies to voters just to sway their votes to one direction or another. And we allow it to go. We as society, we have acquiesced to that and allow this thing to go on. Now look at how they've taken the conversation to the level that they've taken it to, with the distribution of television and whatnot. A time will come, I'm sure they are going to distribute even Range Rovers. We as a society have not looked at the team of the right people, issues of discussion, issues there, issues.
Isn't that why the wants to show the way by saying that we will not allow this to go unchecked, and so we are investigating whatever the committee recommends, we will implement?
We are looking forward to seeing what they will do. But for me, well, I am not running ahead of the committee, but I know the issue because you see, most of the political actors, all of them, of this. I am wondering whether any political party can do a thorough job looking at cracking the whip on people. Because let us go into the last election and let them place their hat in their hands and show to the world that party day before, and of course not all of them, but they do, some of them do, and we have allowed them to have a. So today, somebody will look at it and say, well, are you sure the party will have the political will to crack the whip if any recommendation is given in that direction? Okay. We look forward to seeing something like that. But for me, I still have my doubts.
I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to you, Dr. Kwame Asante, for joining us here. Let me begin now. Now, this is a warning coming from the community there. The chief say, well, we know to stand and you annul it, there will be. How are you going to deal with it to ensure that you have a balance?
We say good evening to you and your cherished listeners across the globe. As a political party, we believe in the committee that we have set to investigate this matter and present their report. So the party will hold its horses, and we are appealing to our supporters, activists, and then senior party members in their constituency to hold their horses and allow the committee to finish its work, present its report to FEC tomorrow, and then FEC will come out with its decision on we're presenting.
What's that assurance you're giving to Ghanaians who are listening, who are keeping tabs on this development, that if the recommendation is for you to annul this election, and also hearing from the chiefs of the area that do not have the balls to say, yes, we are annulling the election?
Looking at the caliber of persons who are members of the committee, politicking and of a campaigning and all that. Take the chairman, Honorable Tetobi Kwachi, from the NDC to has held several positions, ministerial and top level government positions, and in party. I mean, so a person, if he's chairing a committee, don't expect him to come out with nothing but the fact and the truth. Have our lawyer who has been a lawyer, Inisa Fusini. He's been an MP several times, Tamale Central, a Minister of State and all that, and lawyer MF Apuga.
Well, they will do their work, but I want to find out from you whether the party will have what it takes to look at the chiefs in the faces and say, even though you say we shouldn't do it, we'll still annul it, if it comes to that.
Let them bring their report first.
No, we are not jumping. I'm saying if it comes to that, will you do it?
And that is why it's you are giving us conditional statement, and we don't want to go.
Okay, I'm grateful to you, but do stay with me. Let me bring in Haruna Mohammed here. He is Deputy General Secretary of the MPP. Haruna, here we are. How should the party balance, what the chiefs are saying, and also to ensure that it takes a stance on bribery during elections?
Thank you very much. I'll say good evening to your cherished listeners and those of your followers on the social media. And my good friend, Tanko Rashid, computer, Anola. Maria, you see, NDC has put themselves in a situation that they cannot get out again. In their bid to play the emotions of the people of Ghana, they have ended up exposing themselves. You just asking if he use a conditional clause and he's saying that they are not going to rely on that, you are jumping the gun. The entire majority in this movement jump the gun. They have come to a conclusion of the matter of which the committee is yet to even investigate, and they are asking for the annulment. That it is happening to any manner of to the bizarre of what is happening today in the NDC. And again, it's very unfortunate that it is happening to Baba Jamal, who happens to be one of the top members of the current national chairman.
But Haruna, you have several elections coming up. What are you doing to ensure this does not happen, where people will buy their way through the elections?
You see, in the next matters of bribe are criminal matters. Yesterday, when my colleague was asked on your station as to when the report is out, are they minded of the criminal? They said they are not working in line with any criminal organization. They focus on what they want to do. So if they come out and say that the person or those persons are not culpable of the crime, then so be it. We have a criminal law system in our country.
But Haruna, my question to you is, what is the MPP doing to ensure this does not happen during your impending elections?
We have always reported matters that comes to our attention to the police for investigation. It is the police that investigate criminal matters. And we have always, and I've said it severally on your platforms with regards to matters that come out on television that people have been seen to be buying votes and all that. But look at what is happening today in the NDC. You check what has happened. It is very sad. Myself and you look at motorbikes, look at abonike oil, look at ointment, look at all the things. It is very unfortunate.
Okay.
Very, very unfortunate.
All right, Aaron, I'm grateful to you for joining us here. Let me bring in Michael Body, who's fundraising manager, Transparency International Ghana. Michael, I mean, the party wants to do right, but the chiefs in the area say, do not touch the man. What should happen now? How should the party progress to ensure that they are achieving that particular aim of sending a warning to people who want to indulge in that?
Well, thank you very much, and greetings to your viewers and listeners. May I encourage the traditional leaders that they are very much revered amongst our society. We are people who hold in high esteem traditional authority. But traditional authority cannot matters of law and matters of criminality. They cannot get involved in it. At best, they can support that law and order persists. So I'm sure that the chief, perhaps, if briefed and averts his or her mind to the laws of the land relative to vote buying, perhaps he would act differently. That said, I don't believe that any individual is bigger than the laws of this country, and therefore, if the law so determines an act as illegal, then it doesn't lie in the mouth of traditional authority to say otherwise. So I believe that the chief has had his say, but the law must have its way.
Well, but this is the case that the party is now going to go into investigating the claims, but the chiefs are warning. The party wants to do right. The chiefs are intervening here. What must parties do to ensure that going into elections in the future, these things do not occur even before the party says, I am going to investigate?
I think that perhaps the party could meet with the chief, engage the chief, and explain what they intend to do. Perhaps the chief must be made to know what the breaches are and how such investigation will enhance electoral politics in Ghana.
Mike, I get you, but I just want to find out from you how parties must ensure that is prevented. Even before it gets there, then they say they will investigate.
Well, I think that the NDC has shown the way. Publicly denounce it, investigate it. What NDC's action falls short of is saying that we will collaborate with the law enforcement agents to ensure that if there has been any breach of the law will take its own course. That is part of the actions taken by the NDC that is missing. But I mean, they may not be able to frame everything in one press statement. So I believe and encourage the party that, look, they should collaborate with the law enforcement agencies to ensure that we get some closure or some action that will serve as a deterrent. Whatever the NDC is doing, the MPP will follow suit.
Michael Body is fundraising manager, Transparency International Ghana. This has been top. So up next is Newsnight.
Good evening, welcome to Newsnight. Tonight, growing calls for Amansia Central District Chief Executive to be sacked and prosecuted after a Joy News investigation exposed a brazen extortion racket led by the DCA, who allegedly protects illegal miners to ravage the environment in exchange for thousands of cedis in registration fees.
In the course of the day, this DCE must be relieved of his position.
We will support that and not just dismissal, prosecute such people.
We should be asking for their blood.
Details in our latest Hotline documentary, A Tax for Galamsey, which exposes how illegal mining in Amansia Central District is systematically taxed, receipted, and protected by government appointees.
Any activity related to Galamsey is criminal. Evidence comes to that some individuals are engaged in the law is taking contaminating case. It wasn't that I want to be and 2 or 3 others.
We'll bring you a response from the presidency.
Also tonight, Roads and Highways Minister dismisses claims by the MPP Ashanti Regional Parliamentary Caucus that the government is downgrading the Swami interchange from 4 tiers to 2, calling it misleading and lacking proper context.
Whether 3-tier or 4-tier now, it is his failure and the failure of that government to deliver the project. And we are going to deliver that project for the good people of Kumasi.
We have details as he takes a swipe at former Minister Francis Asensu-Boakye.
The position of the entire NPP caucus in Ashanti region, I doubt if that is even the reality because he signed it by himself.
In business.
Well, some firms fear a significant reduction in inflation rate could hurt their operations and discourage manufacturing.
In sports,
Karim Zito dismisses calls for his sack after Kotoko's elimination from the MTNFA Cup.
And in Nyasaba in the northern region, women farmers are battling drought, land scarcity and hunger, but not without resilience.
Last year, the drought was severe, so it was a low yield, and it's happening again this year. If you harvest and there's no yield, how can you pay your children's fees?
We've got the latest of these and many other stories coming up in the next 60 minutes. You can be a part of the show by sending us a WhatsApp on 055 11 11 997. My name is Kenneth. Gyasi.
Mine is Gemma, Appiah.
Details after this.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no.
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, if you get your own data and call packages, falla! Made For Me bundles like the way you want them. That's *530#. Then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
This Valentine, don't just buy chocolates. Buy memories, buy laughter. Because love is not just in the air, love is on stage. Rerun Productions, in partnership with Joy FM and the National Theatre, presents the Valentine Fiesta. Friday, 13th February at 7 p.m. only. Love on the ropes.
Don't talk to me. Small cheating that I've cheated. Look at how you are overreacting. Am I the first? Will I be the last?
Saturday, 14th February at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Dubai or no sex.
Where have you taken me on vacation? We went to Kojo for Easter. We went to Elmina for Bakatoy. We went to Keta for Hogbachocho.
Venue, National Theatre. Tickets, regular 300 Ghana cedis. Couples, 500 Ghana cedis. And 225 for our loyalty card holders. Tickets available via the Rover app. Cobber short code, *365*535#. Joy FA, Airport Shell, Community 11 Shell, Dansoman Shell, and Bachona Total. Call 050-554-6010. Partners, Koba, Gino Jollof Mix, Ebony Condom, Stan Big Bang, M Notified, Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
Oh
year, Ghana is opening a new chapter in green growth and investments. Tree Crops Development Authority, TCDA, presents the first Ghana Tree Crops Investment Summit and the first Tree Crops Industry Awards 2026. The 4-day event runs from the 17th of February to the 20th of February 2026 at the Accra International Conference Center. Morning sessions start at 8 a.m. and afternoon sessions start at 1 p.m. daily. Theme: Sustainable Growth through Tree Crops Investment, Resetting and Building Ghana's Green Economy. The summit brings investors, policymakers, agribusiness leaders, entrepreneurs from cashew, coconut, oil palm, rubber, mango to share from all over the world to connect. Climaxing the summit will be a special gala night and first Tree Crops Award ceremony. For exhibition, sponsorship and registration, contact us on 0303 981 790. Visit our website at tcda.gov.gh or connect with us via our social media platforms at TCDA Ghana. Registration is required. To invest in Ghana, grow tree crops. The future is green. Be part of it. Seacoms beyond cocoa. Our Seacoms, our future. Come one, come all.
Good evening. Tonight, President Mahama's government is facing mounting pressure to dismiss and prosecute the DCE of Amancia Central in the Ashanti region, accused of running a protection racket for illegal miners. A Joy News investigation reveals the DCE's task force allegedly charges miners thousands of cedis to use destructive machinery to destroy the environment, sparking an outrage and calls for accountability.
The documentary uncovered how illegal miners are compelled to pay fixed registration fees of 3,000 cedis per Chanfan machine and tens of thousands of cedis per excavator in exchange for protection to break the law. Here are excerpts of our latest Hotline documentary produced by Clinton Yeboah and Nana Boachi Iadom.
Bread and the veggies are becoming more like a mafia situation where if you are not very careful, it's going to engulf all of us.
Ghana's Galamsey fight has a hidden engine, a pay-to-destroy syndicate operating in the shadows.
If somebody must be in prison, it's those district chief executives and ministers and others who are doing the Galamsey.
Ghana's illegal mining crisis has taken a darker turn. Despite promises, policies and political declarations, the destruction rages on. Our rivers run brown, our forests are hollowed out, and our communities choke on poisoned water and abandoned pits. For years, illegal miners have been blamed. But what if the real crisis is not merely the illegal miners, but an institutional marketplace where government officials turn environmental destruction into a revenue stream?
What these tax forces are doing cannot be said to be fighting illegal mining, but rather extorting monies and creating problems.
Extorting monies and creating problems.
In this documentary, we expose the coordinated extortion scheme, now an organized network involving district authorities, NADMO officials, and a district chief executive himself. A network stealing from the people, enabling illegal mining, and accelerating the environmental genocide unfolding across forests and river systems in the Amancia Central District of the Ashanti region.
They have actually also more or less evolved certain methods, certain technologies where they can combine all manner of metals and cause damage to the brain, damage to the kidneys, damage to the liver, damage to the lungs, damage to the gastrointestinal tract. And the eventual effect is that this patient may end up developing cancers.
If the president is so minded in fighting illegal mining, then it should start with his appointees. And by appointees, I always refer to the MMDCs because many of them are neck deep in Galamsey corruption.
According to the Forestry Commission, 44 out of 288 forest reserves have been invaded and harmed. Beneath the crisis are acts of bribery and corruption, illegal payments, extortion, sanctioned by those elected and appointed to protect our resources. Our investigation began as whispers of an organized extortion scheme kept resurfacing, with stories shared quietly among miners who speak only in cautious tones. The fragmented accounts pointed towards a task force allegedly operating under the authority of the District Chief Executive of Amancia Central, Emmanuel Obeng Ajiman. According to the patterns we observed, miners were said to be paying 3,000 Ghana cedis for every Chanfan machine, one leg as it is termed, while others pay 30,000 Ghana cedis and more for every excavator in usage. Our investigation also uncovered receipts and warrant stickers being issued to guarantee uninterrupted illegal operations when payments were made.
Those who use excavators pay as much as 70,000 cedis. It doesn't matter if you are mining legally or not.
These allegations demanded deeper inquiry, but our strongest evidence came from a recorded phone call with the District Chief Executive. In the tape, he confirms that the task force collects monies and that it operates under his instructions.
Assembly, me as DC,
At assembly with me as DCE, I have given him the instruction to take the monies, and he is the mining desk officer. If his approach isn't the best, fine. But since he started taking the monies, it's almost a month now. The miners he has encountered are more than 20. For everybody who calls me to complain, I direct them to Malam because I have given him the mandate to take the monies.
It is
at this point that we confirm the cash payment in exchange for Galamsey. Undercover, we infiltrated the Jakobu Township, the seat of the District Assembly, posing as illegal miners operating at Eskisu, one of the mining communities. It is time for us to uncover the loot. We secretly filmed every process and navigated the community on motorbikes. The assembly is where we intend to make payments and confirm every illegal mining scandal. Our undercover operation led us to Philemon, a receptionist at the District Assembly. He greeted us and with apparent willingness agreed to help us procure a warrant sticker for our Galamsey operation. He called one district engineer who would later send us contact to the mining desk officer himself.
Eugene, some 2 miners have come to purchase stickers for Shamfai machines.
Afternoon. Good afternoon. Boss Macho, okay, sticker.
Hold on, let me send you the number of the officer.
Hours passed as we waited for the mining desk officer and leader of the task force, a man known interchangeably as Red, Malam or Nana, who also served as the community's chief imam. Our wait was prolonged because he was reportedly out on an operation collecting the tax from illegal miners. Despite Philemon's call to the officer going unanswered, we pressed for alternatives. We were informed that the collection was a collaborative effort involving the District Assembly's Revenue Office and the tax force. However, the Revenue Office had already closed for the day.
Apart from Malam, the sticker, and revenue for
Malam and the revenue officer are the only people who can issue a sticker, but for revenue, it's on rare occasions.
Payments were allegedly collected on Mondays and Wednesdays alone. Later, we managed to speak with the head of the mining desk on phone. He confirmed the 3,000 Ghana cedi payments for Chamfan machines and instructed us to wait for his arrival, which was very uncertain.
One leg, you know. Batani. We get me about my bro. The fight.
A better na ke pesi kobe pikakra.
45 minutes.
Wow.
Okay, I am not in today, so let's make it Monday early in the morning. Then you come and make payments. I am currently at Bekwai.
Okay, na ka Bekwai ni ntumi hia o. Because e be say ke kokumase.
Even a call placed by Philemon to a task force member named Texan yielded no concrete assurance regarding the partial payment, highlighting the rigid nature of this alleged scheme.
For some fun, and I'm saying it's a 30,000. It's bad.
Boss, I have called Malam, but he said he will get back to them later. But they want to confirm if half payment will be accepted for the 3,000 cedis champagne. He said he can't confirm except for Malam alone.
It is weird you would say that a state that has called, irresponsible mining terrorism is then at the same time facilitating this through what is seemingly even state sanctioned, right? Because there are receipts that are involved. It means that the state infrastructure is accounting for its support and its own implications into it. So it's a strange arrangement where the state now is in itself an illegal miner.
Our investigation points to serious breaches of the law by state officials entrusted to protect the public. Under the Minerals and Mining Act 2006, Act 703, facilitating or providing cover for illegal mining constitutes a criminal offense. Evidence gathered shows that officials who offered protection and collected payments may have crossed the line from regulators to accomplices. These actions potentially violate the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, which criminalizes corruption and abuse of public office, as well as the Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921, which prohibits unauthorized collection of public funds. The conduct of the District Chief Executive also raises questions under the Local Government Act 2016, Act 936, while the environmental damage may contravene the Environmental Protection Agency Act 1994, Act 419.
Those are excerpts of our latest Hotline documentary produced by Clinton Yabua and Nana Boachi Yadam. You can catch the full interview on our various social media platforms. And reacting to excerpts of this documentary, Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Ibrahim, says the act by the DCE warrants the immediate dismissal by the presidency.
There are Minerals Commission officers, and Minerals Commission is the entity that is supposed to regulate the mining sector, not district assemblies. And so certainly this is a matter that I do expect that within the next, in the course of the day, this DCE must be relieved of his position. But that would be just one district, and it doesn't solve the bigger problem. I don't know why it cannot be that if you are a DCE and there is evidence that Galamsey is happening in your district, then you are not fit to be there. Unless we are being told that we've gotten to the point where Galamsey activities are so overwhelming that our national security, our security apparatus at the district level, at the regional level, cannot deal with it. If that is what we are being told, fine.
But convener for the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, Ken Ashigbe, says his dismissal would not be enough without the Office of the Special Prosecutor investigating corruption undertones perpetrated by the network.
And this particular DCE, we need to immediately ensure that he is arrested. Investigations are carried on. So not only should he be arrested by the police, definitely there's some corruption and corruption-related activity in there. So the special prosecutor, we have seen him, also with this thing. This is also one of the cases that we need to deal with. And so if we really want to deal with this issue, we need to deal with the firefighters who themselves are the arsonists. People like his ilk, who have been appointed to be the president representative in the district, but they themselves are, deeply involved in it. There are some DCs, when I call them out, they call me and say they are fighting it, but definitely not this DC, based on the work that you have done. And so we should be asking for this DC. We should be asking for any DC who is giving permits to any of these people. We should be asking for their blood. The question the Honorable MP also asked is that these chamfans and all of that, this proscribed equipment, they are imported, they come through our ports. They are shipped all the way. There are places that you saw the EPA go around and close some of them. How is that those people have not been arrested? So we need to really wake up and smell the coffee and say that these people, they are not putting our futures at risk. What we are talking about is our today.
That's the convener of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, Ken Ashigbe there. Meanwhile, the minority on the local government committee says it backs calls for government to institute a full probe into the extortion ring at the Amancia Central District.
Support not just the dismissal, but also prosecution. We need to set a very good example and deter people. The purpose of punishment under criminal jurisprudence is to deter people, at least one of them, apart from information. So I think that we should use this person to set example to all other DCs and government officials who even dream of engaging in this blatant destruction of our natural resources. So obviously we will support that and not just dismissal, prosecute such people. But look, I think beyond the dismissal, government has to be proactive because you see, and I'm happy my senior brother Kenneth also mentioned the cyanide problem. Look, I think that a lot of people are not even giving attention to it. I think your media and other media houses should rather be looking at the cyanidation. It is one of the most dangerous things happening to our environment right now. The way illegal mining operators are now using cyanide. Okay, and the problem with it is that it aids them to increase recovery. So if they take an ore without cyanide, if they're going to take 20% of the good out of the ore, with cyanide, they may get about 80% to 90%. So the demand for it is going high. People are now rushing for it, and the effect is dangerous.
That's a member of the local government committee. He's also the MP for Swami, John Dako there.
Well, government spokesperson Phyllis Kwachofosu has assured that government will not shield any appointee that engages in any criminal conduct.
Any activity related to Galamsey is criminal. So once evidence comes to light that some individuals are engaged in criminal conduct, the law will take its the same way that the law is taking its contaminating case. It wasn't going to be and 2 or 3 others. So that's what I have to say. One is to read the investigation to see what is contained to be in a position to take necessary action.
All right, Felix, apologies for not informing you earlier. We know of your tight schedule. That is why we felt it was a good opportunity to, chip this in. But as you've mentioned to us, you are yet to see that particular documentary, but I've mentioned excerpts of it. And you are assuring us that government is going to take this matter seriously and all those implicated will be dealt with, correct?
Of course, once evidence comes to light, it will be taken up. As I speak to you, a prominent figure in the Nigerian society, Bernard Nchibosi, who was the regional chairman of the MP for the Ashanti region, is standing trial over allegations of involvement. So it shows clearly that it doesn't matter who's off his court. Once there is evidence of wrongdoing in respect of Galamsey, the law will take its course. And the president has made that on many occasions.
That's Felix Kwachofosu there. He's government spokesperson. Let's go into the telephone lines right now and speak to John Dako. He is a member of the Local Government Committee of Parliament and also the MP for Swami. We also have Andrews Bediako. He's a former administrator at the Local Government Authority of Ghana. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me this evening. Let me start with you, John Dako. Are you satisfied with the assurance, so to speak, that has come from government through its official spokesperson?
Well, I mean, I think it's good. It's good that government has given us assurance that they're going to take this up. But, you know, it's not enough. We need to see action. Why should government wait for Joy FM to bring documentary before they even talk about it? Where is government security? Where is our national security? They say they have 9 months. What have they been up to? They've been paying a lot of millions of our citizens to these people. Why is it that it should take Joy FM to bring this out? Hence the government agencies, the Appiah, the Minerals Commission, the 9 months, the military, the police. Why are we paying them? Why must it take Joy FM? Joy FM, did anybody give you money to do what you did? You did it because you love Ghana. Nobody is paying Joy FM to do this. But we are using our taxpayers' money to feed government and government officials to be doing this for us. So if Joy FM hadn't come up with this, we wouldn't know. And even apart from that, look at what Felix is saying. My colleague is saying that, well, they haven't seen the documentary and that if they see evidence, they will take action. So it tells you about a government which is sleeping. In fact, in the afternoon, I mentioned about the importation of cyanide into our country. It looks like our government is even aware that illegal mining operators are bringing in cyanide into our country. Our security is in tatters. Why is national security officials being paid? Why are they being paid? And so for me, my worry is that it has to take Joy FM to come up with this for government to react the way it did. That is even worse. One would have expected that even without promptings of anybody, government would have come out to say that the intelligence has discovered ABCD. Why is government intelligence not discovering this? Because this is a dangerous thing. This is going on. Government officials are involved in this galamsey. In fact, in the afternoon, I told you about a text message I received that right now the party delegates they go out to the mining companies, they collect money to their party chairpersons in their constituency, and the chairperson will sort out the NIMOs. That is what we are hearing. Is the government not aware of this? So for me, I would have been very happy if this whole thing has come out from the government-owned sources. It tells you that the government is sleeping on this job. It tells you that we should probably be paying Joy FM. We should be paying some of our taxes to you because you are the people bringing out the ills of our society whilst our government is sleeping, whilst our security agencies who are being paid are sleeping. Joy FM is the only one doing this job. I am ashamed that I have to pay my tax to this government. But the government is not using our taxes the way it should be.
Right.
And it's sad. If care is not taken, we know the effect of this galamsey, effect of cyanide on our health, and government doesn't even know that it's happening. Joy FM breaks it, and then government officials say, okay, yeah, we are now going to look at it. And if there's evidence, it looks like they don't even believe that this is real.
John,
and that is the sad reality we face as a country.
John, don't go yet, but I want to put on record that the text messages that you are mentioning, we have not independently verified it. I asked you earlier to provide my producer with details of that, so that is coming from you.
I can forward it to him right now.
Okay.
I asked the person whether I can mention his name. He asked me not to.
Right.
But look, I am forwarding this message right now to...
Right.
I think that, yes, I'm sending it to your thing right now.
Okay.
It should be there for you to know that I will not make them up.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. But don't go yet. We have another person on the line who want to engage. Gemma?
So Kenneth Andrews Bediako is on the line. He is the former administrator for the National Association of Local Authorities of Ghana. Welcome to News 9. So when we spoke to you earlier, you indicated that the DC shouldn't be the only actor to be held responsible in the scheme of affairs.
Good evening, my sister, and good evening to your listeners. I think you are right. As I said in the afternoon, DCs are not supposed to be working. They work with other people. For all you know, probably, I'm not saying this one, the DC is not aware. For all you know, somebody sitting somewhere can issue some of these DCs without the knowledge of the DC. That is also possible.
If you listen to the documentary that we played just a few minutes ago, the reporters actually had a conversation with the DC.
Right? So, as I said, somebody at the assembly should be held responsible. I know the DC, but we need to expand the conversation to cover other people. Because you cannot work in isolation. Who issued the receipt? From the finance office. So what I'm saying is that we allow people to get away with a lot of things at the assembly, because when these things happen, the DC who will be blamed because he's a politician. The first point, of course, is the DC. He's a politician.
Mr. Bidako, if you allow me, the DCE is the head of the Regional Security Council for the district. He's supposed to be in charge of whatever happens at the district. The buck stops with him. Not so.
I agree with you perfectly, my sister. But what I'm saying is that if we always target only the politician, we allow other people to also get away with certain things that might not be in the right direction. That's why I'm saying we should expand it. The DC is capable. As you said, the back stops with him, we all agree with that. But we should not allow other people to also get away with it.
You keep mentioning
those who
other
are
people.
complicit in this situation.
Which people are you referring
to? I think that we need
to
to expand the conversation to cover other people. That's my point.
Which people are you referring to?
When you get to the assembly, the chief advisor to the DC is the coordinating director. And the finance office, they are responsible for issuing of receipts, and all the payments go through the finance office. So the finance officer who allow such things to happen. You see, the finance key individuals at the assembly. But if you always attack, or if you always go for the politician, other people will also have some, because there is no way if the finance officer will issue the receipt and he knows definitely that is illegality, and you go ahead to do it. I mean, it is not possible. So the DC, the coordinating director, and the finance officers, all of them should be investigated.
Right. I want to bring in John Dako at this point. Do you agree with what Andres is saying, that the back shouldn't stop with the DC alone?
Oh, I mean, on that I agree. Sometimes we tend to pick on the politicians. But why not? Because the politicians give direction. And in most cases, we're able to take the head out, the rest will just be useless. So it's okay to also look at the officials at the assembly, but if we're able to deal with the head, in most cases, the rest become weak. And so, yeah, on that I agree with him, that the officials at the assembly should also be held responsible. Because in this particular case, what we know is that they are collecting, in their view, taxes. So the coordinating director and the finance officer and all the people in the assembly, have they actually been collecting the money? Can they account for it? And of course, it is illegal money, really, because you cannot collect money for the use of champagne. Because champagne is a prescribed equipment by 703 at 995. So you cannot tax an illegal activity. So indeed, if they have done so, where is the money? Will they be able to account for it? And in most cases, the officials at the assembly should be able to advise the government officials against some of these things. And if they don't take the advice, then of course you can rise to the authorities. But look,
John, how keenly is the committee following this story and how it unfolds, especially how government reacts to it?
Well, I mean, for us, you see, the committees are made up of majority NDC members. Okay? So, yes, the committee will follow, but in terms of action, it behoves on us in the minority to bring the issues up. It's only unfortunate that in this country, once your government is in power, your mouth is more or less zipped. You cannot criticize your government. It's so bad. We need to change that. And so for us, the minority on our committee will continue to hold the government accountable. We'll continue to raise the issue on the floor until something is done about it.
Thank you very much. John Dako is a member of the Local Government Committee of Parliament. He's also the MP for Swami. And Andrews Bediako is the former administrator for NALAG.
And that brings us to business. And George Riafe is standing by with the latest. George, what have you got for us?
Well, Kenneth, coming up in business, some enterprises fear the significant reduction in inflation rate could hurt their operations and discourage manufacturing of more products on the market. And the executive chairman of McDan Group, Dr. Daniel Macaulay, pushes for a shipping line for Ghana backed by private firms to aid trade and movement of cargo within the region. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all your office essentials, Sinter's tanks and Pepsodent, Herbal and Charcoal.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Shout! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information.
MTN.
Hey, Andrea, challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank. Oh, okay. And that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I'm on your side, Fidelity.
At Star Oil, we believe fuel is not just a commodity, it is a lifeline. Every cedi saved at the pump is a cedi that helps a mother send her child to school. A farmer transports food to the market, or a young entrepreneur deliver their first order. Our mission is to make fuel more accessible by offering consistently competitive prices, helping ease the financial burden on Ghanaian households. In a country where transportation costs can consume nearly a third of household income, this is not just business. It's a social responsibility. Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuels for all.
Son, we are so proud of you for setting up this hospital. I really love those hospital beds and waiting chairs. By the way, did you import them?
No, Dad, I didn't. I actually got them from Kingdom Books and Stationery right here in Ghana.
Wow. We also bought our office supplies, safes, executive desks and chairs from Kingdom, and they gave us expert advice on how to set up our office.
Guys, that makes 3 of us. I also got our sofa and bedroom sets, plus our dining hall furniture for our new home from Kingdom.
Wow, Mom, that makes 4 of us. I usually get my stationery items from Kingdom. And my teacher also mentioned that our classroom furniture was provided by Kingdom.
So there you have it. Whenever you're thinking about setting up an office or acquiring furniture for your home, etc., Kingdom Books and Stationery should be your first port of call. With over 40 years experience in the industry, we stock and supply a wide variety of globally sourced office and home furniture, stationery and equipment. Visit our head office, Takweje, Osu near the Osu Cemetery, Temania Community 4, Takoradi opposite Vijay Mays Plaza, Cape Coast, University Bookshop, Bookshop, Spintex Road near Absa Bank, Atomic Centerpoint Mall, Winneba University Campus, KNUST, the University Bookshop, and Santasi in Kumasi. You can also visit our shop online, www.kingdomstoreonline.com. Hurry while stock lasts. For further inquiries, contact us on 050-162-0810 or 0302-764-101. Email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, where quality and affordability is assured. Terms and conditions apply.
If you want quality, this be where you belong. Oh, gonna shout and sing the song. When the sun they hot, syntax no break. When the rain they fall, still no shake. Builders they choose and plumbers they prove. Any project you they start.
Brushing gets more fun with your kids with the new Pepsodent Kids toothpaste. Give your smiles protection that lasts. Grab yours today from a store near you. This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, some businesses are worried that a significant reduction in inflation rate could badly hurt their operations and that of manufacturing firms. Inflation rate has hit 3.8% for last month after some significant reduction over the past 1 year. Magbedu Abuaji is Chief Executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He's also been speaking about the misalignment between the policy rate and the current inflation levels.
But to see inflation at 3.8 now, and to see policy rate at 15.5, I still see some form of misalignment somewhere. The real interest rate for me is so huge that it's supposed to drive a lot of external investment. But the question is, are we seeing that? If we are not, then we need to interrogate. Either people are not really feeling the real interest rate, either they are adopting a wait-and-see attitude, or the policy rate is extremely high and needs to come down further. Actually, those who manage prices, like the central bank, are coming down. So you don't necessarily keep your policy rate that high and keep your lending rate that very high. So the 15.5% of our policy rate is still among the highest in the world. If your policy rate is 15.5, means your interest rate will be more than 20%. So when the policy rate was 27%, it reduced by 900 basis points to 18%. You realize that the lending rate also dropped from 30.5% to I think 20.4% as we have now. That gap between the policy rate and the lending rate is something that we also have to look at.
Magbedu Abuaji is the Chief Executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Real estate firms have revealed that the introduction of VAT on their operations could erode the recent gains made from the cedi's appreciation. The gains, they say, helped boost sales of firms like the Colonial City. Now, its country head and managing director, that is, of the firm, that is, Permanaz Maraz, says that they are worried about this development. He has been speaking to Joy Business at the groundbreaking event at one of their property sites in the country.
You know, initially, that's a good question. Initially, the depreciation of the city was impactful to our operations because most of our off-takers were actually domestic or Ghanaian clients were based here. So we saw the velocity of sales going down over the last couple of years. But I'm very happy over the last 12 months since President John Mahama came into power with the appreciation of the city. We've seen a very total reversal of, the kind of dire situation we had in the past. We are seeing a lot of Ghanaians now having enough purchasing power to be able to invest. And also, of course, we're also having a lot of sales from Ghanaians who live in the diaspora. So essentially what we're saying is that during the last 12 months or so, with with the, continued strengthening of the city, the impact has been positive for us. We've seen a lot more, traction from investors, both domestically and also.
And that is country head and managing director of real estate firm Apollonia City, Perinas Marcy. He is the country head and managing director of Apollonia City. Now, Executive Chairman of MacDan Group, Dr. Daniel Macaulay, is pushing for a shipping line for Ghana owned by private firms to aid trade and cargo movement within Africa. Dr. Macaulay argues that this would actually, the current challenge is actually increasing the cost of businesses, with some significant margins being made on these costs and affecting their operations, making them uncompetitive in the region. The Executive Chairman of MacDan Group has been speaking at the African Prosperity Dialogues program in Accra.
I have seen situations where moving goods within Africa costs more than shipping to another continent. I've been in logistics and shipping for 3 decades. And this is a problem, but we cannot leave it for government alone. This is one reason we in the private sector, as MacDan Group, is trying so hard over the years to set up and start the Black Star Line. Connect Africa, because moving cargo from Ghana to Senegal, the cargo had to go to Belgium before coming back to Senegal. Under the Africa Trading Company, the Continental Trading Companies, we set out to buy vessels, cargo planes, to be able to connect the continent. The biggest problem we have is connectivity. If you don't have the sea, you don't have the air, you don't have the logistics, you don't have the business. You don't have the money. You can have all the money, but if you don't connect these two, the trade is not yours.
Executive Chairman of the MacDan Group, Dr. Daniel Macaulay. Now, President John Mahama has revealed that government has moved to ban the export of minerals like bauxite and manganese in its raw state from the country. The move is part of a larger plan by Ghana to ensure that the country benefits more from these natural resources. The President disclosed this in an interview during a state visit to Zambia.
And we've asked the mining companies to set up the refining plants to refine the ore into at least primary processed products before they are exported. With bauxite, we want the full value chain, from the ore to the alumina production, and then to the Varco aluminium smelting, so that we bring it out in its purer form for use as engine blocks for aeroplane manufacture and all that kind of thing. We started with gold. There was a signing ceremony with Gold Coast Refinery. We refine 1 ton of gold a week, which amounts to about 52 tons of gold a year.
And that is President John Mahama. And that's all for business on Newsnight.
Thank you, George. It's now time for sports, and Benaya is here with the latest. What's up?
Yeah, Kenneth, all our teams won over the weekend. Chelsea won. Madrid
all our
won.
Teams? You and whose team? Say all your teams. Which teams are they, by the way? I know Chelsea.
Madrid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
George's Arsenal. Barcelona. We say Barca fan here.
It was a good. It was a good weekend for big teams.
Yeah, for all of us, yeah. Just that we won in style. Your win was some way, but we take it like that. Now, one camp that I'm not happy with their coach is Kumasi Asante Kotoko, because they lost over the weekend. But however, Karim Zito says he's confident that he will remain in charge until the end of the season, despite the pressure following the club's exit from the MTN FA Cup. Now, Zito has come under pressure from fans after a series of inconsistent performances this season. Kotoka are currently fifth in the Ghana Premier League with 45 points from 21 matches, with their struggles deepened over the weekend when they were knocked out of the MTN FA Cup by Diana Stars after a 4-2 defeat on penalties. Now, despite this, Zito believes results will improve with him in charge.
Depends. I've not done even 1 year. You are asking me 2 years. So, for now, what am I going to tell you? But I know for now, when you look at the trend going, nobody is happy. Just because the results are not coming. But I know whether I'm there, I'm not there, the result will come for anybody who is going to start. And I wish I will be there myself to see to it that this thing start gelling and gel well. So for now, I can't tell you what will happen tomorrow, but I can tell you what will happen this afternoon. Even what will happen tonight, only God knows.
That's Crime Zito there, and that's it for sports, Kenneth.
Thank you very much, Benaya, for bringing us the latest in sports. You're still listening to News Now here on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra and our numerous affiliates across the country. The Roads and Highways Minister Gavin Kwame Agboja has dismissed claims by the MPP Ashanti Regional Parliamentary Caucus that the government is downgrading the Swami interchange from 4 to 2 tiers, calling it misleading. Francis Asensubuache claimed the NDC government is deliberately repackaging the Swami interchange project, accusing it of denying the Ashanti region the road infrastructure it deserves.
However, in a swift rebuttal at a separate press briefing, the roads minister said, contrary to the minority's claims, government has only revised the scope of the project to a 3-tier interchange following the commencement of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road, which he says will significantly ease traffic congestion within the metropolis.
Construction of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road will divert most of the traffic up north from the city center. Swami will therefore require less capacity than previously projected. As much as the original design was not arbitrary, it offered what it could based on the opportunities that existed at the time. And with the construction of the Outer Ring Road, an even more appropriate option is being offered. The modification would allow us to save those buildings and allow the businesses to thrive whilst offering a new first-class concrete road from Akom on the N1 to Bankra on the N6. In addition, the barred section from Ebusuakura to Akom would be completely rehabilitated. I disagree that reducing the scope from a 4-tier to what is being proposed, which is a 3-tier actually, not a 2-tier, will fail, as this is not being done in isolation. In fact, the only portion of the original design being eliminated is the 4th-tier bridge, as the expropriation impact does not make it worthwhile, especially when the Outer Ring Road is being constructed.
Let's bring in Francis Asensubuache. He's the former Roads and Highways Minister and also MP for Bantama. Grateful for your time this evening. Your successor has rebuffed your claims that the Kumasi Swami interchange has been downgraded from 4 tiers to 2 tiers. Is he right?
Well, first of all, let me thank your listeners. This morning, the Ashanti Corpus responded to an interview that the Honorable Minister granted sometime last week, when he indicated that they have plans to downgrade the scope or reduce the scope of works for the Swami interchange project from a 4th-tier to a 2-tier. I just heard him say that it's not 2-tier but 3-tier. But if you have the recording of what he was reported to have said last week, he was categorical. He said from 4-tier to 2-tier. So if you change the position, then it changes everything. Secondly, he said that they are doing so because there is no funds now. But subsequently, I think he responded to me and he said that it's not because of lack of funds. So the whole position has changed since the caucus spoke this morning. But my point was that if it's as a result of lack of funds, then they are not being fair to the good people of Kumasi and Ashanti in general. Because, one, they have come to Parliament to say that they are adding the Swami interchange project as part of the Big Push program, which Parliament approved. And to say that we don't have funds, that was quite unfortunate. Secondly, we are aware that the finance minister has indicated that this year alone, he has 43 billion cedis. to finance road construction, which means that they have funds. And the Swami Interchange project is one of the most important road projects in the country today because of what it seeks to the second largest city. In fact, one of the fastest growing cities in Ghana, is not the fastest. And it is also a transportation hub. It's a nodal city which sits right at the heart of the country, where if you want to go to the north from the south, you pass through Kumasi. From east to west, you pass through Kumasi, and vice versa. And those of us who live in Kumasi, we can tell you that the traffic situation during rush hours in the morning and the evening is unbearable.
Mr. Sensobuachi, your press conference this morning was based on what the Roads Minister had said in an interview. At the press conference today, he sought to clarify what exactly he meant in that interview. Is this something that you're okay with?
Well, I'm going to review. We are going to review this morning was as a result of an interview that he granted, that there's no money for the project, and as a result, they cannot do the fourth year. Now, they cannot do it the only 2 year, and later, subject to availability of funds, then they will come back and do the fourth year, or add the 2 levels. Which he knows very well. He knows very well that it has cost implications if they were to do that. Okay.
Mr. Sensobuachi, not to cut you, but his press conference today, which was in response to what you did indicate that it is now being reversed to 3-tier because of the commencement of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road project.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That I'm going to review his intervention after our press conference. But I'm saying that what has changed? Just last week, he said that it's 2-tier, and it's because there's no money. That's why it's been downgraded to 2-tier. And just after we spoke this morning, he has come back to say that it's not 3-tier anymore. It's 3-tier. And that is not a result of lack of money.
Right. Sorry to intervene once again, but the road minister hit back at you at that particular press conference, saying that you failed the people of Ashanti region when you were Minister of Roads and Highways, and that if you had completed that project by 2024, as Akufo-Addo promised, we wouldn't be talking about this critical project at this particular time.
It's just mischief. For him to say that you failed the people is just mischief. Because first of all, it was the MPP administration that initiated the project, and we secured funding for it. The funding had a shock because of the debt exchange program, and we couldn't access the funds. And quickly, we had to reprioritize government funding, and we secured another fund from the Afri-Ezim facility. So that alone shoots down his claim that we failed, because we initiated the project. And when we had global shock, which affected the funding, we quickly reprioritized and brought in additional funds or new funds to start work, which we did. And the project was ongoing until we left office.
Right. Okay, Francis Asensubuacho, thank you very much. He's a former roads and highways minister and also MP for Bantama constituency in the Ashanti region. Before we go, Gemma, there's been a few messages our listeners have been sending to our WhatsApp console. Francis from Accra says, in fact, our governance system, even at the local level, is rotten and corrupt to the core, as DCEs can now engage in the cartel. Everyone in state office is engaging in diabolical and criminal acts to make money as Ghanaians suffer. Prof from Tema says everyone is talking about vote buying, but we buy things that are not for sale or available in the market? Why are we not also talking about vote selling? Nana from Spintex says the NDC must annul the Ayawaso election and rerun if possible. And Nana Ekuyamwa Boatin from Ablekuma says, congratulations to Multimedia for the expose on the Galamsey Ghanaians have questioned the lackadaisical approach this government is using in the fight against illegal mining. This is because the government is neck deep in this and will pretend to be fighting it. Musa Abatwa in Aswansi says the fact that Joy News has uncovered some alleged illegal activities involving a task force in the Amansia Central District does not necessarily mean that the DCE was aware of them. And this one from Akachi says the district chief executive must be dismissed outright and prosecuted according to the law. Those are some of the messages that you've been sending to our WhatsApp platform. Thank you very much for being a part of the show this evening. My name is Kenneth. Gyasi.
Mine is Gemma. Appiah.
Have a good evening.